Who goes first?
You are going to open and call the meeting to order.
All right, I'm going to open this meeting.
7:03.
7:03. We stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to the meeting tonight.
No, I didn't.
I am going to that.
Oh, you sat down.
No, I didn't. I just.
Oh, we usually, everybody sat down, I didn't know.
Okay. We just do a quick invocation. I just want to ask the Father that we get our good guidance and doing things good for and fair for the village, and that we make wise decisions. That's it. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. Okay, I'm going to take roll call here. Paul Almoranti.
Here.
Sherry Alsternaut. Debbie McDonald.
Here.
Leslie McKenna.
Here.
Lori Zelnok. Here. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda for this meeting. Or was that this meeting's agenda?
Yep.
Right? Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Anybody like to
I'll
second that
second.
motion?
I will.
Okay, thank you.
All in favor?
Oh, right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
And then all, nay. Then you say nay after.
Oh, nay? Okay. Approval of the minutes from our last meeting, April 20, 2017. Anybody like to
I'll
make
make
a motion?
to.
Oh, I just wanted to, there was a couple things that I need to add in
Okay.
from the minutes
Okay.
from January. It's like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the sixth sentence down. I forgot to put verbal vote, all in favor at the end. And then under PC election,
Under minutes, you mean? All in
yeah,
favor?
the minutes, that
Okay.
that sentence. And then under PC election, the second line about Lori, I forgot to put verbal vote in there, or verbal, so I'll,
Oh, so verbal vote again?
yeah, I forgot that, so I'll add it.
Okay.
So I make a motion to accept the amended
Minutes.
minutes as noted.
As noted.
So I'm still one.
Okay, so approval of minutes from April's meeting, amended as noted. I have a first from Leslie. Do I have anybody to second that?
I'll second.
Okay, Paul seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Everyone approved? Anyone nay? Okay, then we're on to business.
Okay. First of all, do we have any audience business? No.
No, but let me know if it gets too cold or too hot.
Okay.
Okay. So then, update from the village council meeting. Paul, do you have anything you want to add on that, or
No, no,
nothing
no.
to
There's
share?
nothing to add from the
There's
village
just,
council meeting?
the Strawberry Festival got approval for the road closures.
Oh, good.
And there is a, what is it, casino night for benefiting the Strawberry Festival at
Texas Hold'em.
Texas Hold'em at Legends on June, I want to say 8th. Anybody got that date?
7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Okay.
all 4 days.
It's 4 days.
Oh, it's 4
7th
days.
7th through the 10th.
7th through the 10th.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I guess that's it
Okay.
on the village council meeting. Then we'll start the site plan discussion for the Leonard Market. And, does anybody have any concerns on the council that need to be addressed in regards to our minutes from last meeting month that regarding all of the issues we talked about?
What was it discussed at the, are you talking about the council meeting?
No.
Oh,
Just
okay.
our meeting.
Oh,
Any
okay.
other- After you read through the motion. Do you have any comments or?
Well, I brought up that on the second page, up in the left corner, top left corner, about, it's okay. Oh, don't put it on the microphone.
Oh,
Paul, don't put it on the microphone,
Oh,
because it
crap.
comes out really bad.
Are we looking at the first page?
no,
Second
she's
page.
looking at the side view.
Okay.
I have the old and the new, so hang on.
Okay.
This one? Is that the view? No, second page.
And it's second page, top left
Right
corner.
here.
I brought up that, there's the new shed, and then the older shed, but it doesn't look, I think they're both the same width in the front, and I just didn't get that drawing.
Oh, okay.
I brought it up at the meeting, but
Right,
it wasn't in the minutes.
I think what we talked about was, I went over and looked, and when I had provided a picture before, I took the picture on a hard angle. And the angle made that section of the shed look larger than it was because the moldings had been taken off.
I mean, the old shed?
The old versus
Yeah,
the new.
yeah.
So, the actual dimensions were correct in proportion with the photograph taken straight on. So they did match the plan.
So you're saying the elevation here, as it stands on the blueprints, is as you see it, correct?
Well, the dimensions, and that's what I was saying, that it did match. The older section is, see what you're not seeing is the roof line here, right, let me point to for you. See, the roof line comes up and then down, and then that's where the old section is. Do you see what I'm saying?
Where it says saddle, provide saddle, you're talking to the right of
This
that?
is the new one.
That's not the new. Oh, it does show
It
new.
is new. That's the new, and that's the existing one, and it doesn't, I thought they were the same width.
Just saying, the drawing is in slight error in terms of, see how the roof goes up and then it would come down and then there's new, this is where this line should be over here shorter.
Okay, so,
The drawing, I guess, is in a little bit of error.
okay, so it's longer, but it actually doesn't show like dimensions here.
Right.
But
Yeah, it doesn't.
Dimensions.
Right. Right, but it's accurate on the visual look.
That's
and
what I
it matches
thought.
the
Yeah.
thing here. Just that elevation.
Yeah, because on here, yeah, the new one is, I don't know, it doesn't really say the dimension.
Then I went to look at it
Okay,
and saw that it was right on this dimensional view. Then what's in error then is really the see.
yeah, just
It should be
the
shorter.
drawing. Well, okay, look at it on the front page, and all those lines, those slanty lines.
Yes.
And the new addition, so it
Yes.
goes around in the back?
We have to address that too.
Oh,
I guess, what do you want to be referred to as, Sam? Okay.
well, I'll show you. You want to come up here? I'll show you. That's the old, new.
That's all, it's like an L shape, because we have room over here, I think it's about 4 feet, and this is about 7 feet, and that's 20 feet.
Okay, 20?
There's 27.
Seven.
To be, it's like 19 point something.
Okay, that's okay. And then this is 4?
And I believe this is 4 foot, yep. So it's gonna be like a box.
Oh.
That's the existing one right now.
So, well, it's a shed, but where do you get this from? I mean, what are you doing there? Are you adding on to the shed?
No, this is the existing shed right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And this is
This
what
is
I'm
new.
adding, and this is what I'm adding.
So the
Oh, so
shed
I didn't know that.
will come out, is what you're saying. The shed is going to be removed, and this is going to,
No,
There's an
this stays.
existing shed there right now.
That stays.
okay, right.
Okay, that's got a ramp that's inside my store.
Yeah.
Right.
Go into the shed. That's
Okay.
been there since.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Okay, but,
So what I wanted to do is I wanted to add, I had some room up to where my fence door opens.
Okay.
Okay? So that's what I came up with the idea. I wanted to make it a little bigger so I have more storage space.
but, okay, you're putting in a new shed.
Right.
Okay, so what is this construction made out of? Are you gonna add on to the shed?
It's the same thing. Yeah. These walls, these existing walls, just
Yeah.
this wall and this wall is gonna be torn down.
The interior walls are
The
going to be...
interior wall is gonna be gone.
Let's just say this is the new shed. Okay, that's the new shed, but does that come with the shed kit?
It's not a kit, it's being built.
Okay, so,
Oh.
is what you're saying, 'cause I think just because having not been in it, it's confusing for us. So what you're basically saying is, this is a building wall, and this is a building wall. Basically, the shed structure itself is this wall, and the roof, and you're having those removed?
I'm having these two removed.
We didn't know that.
Okay, and so now, would the roof be removed as well, or does the roof stay?
The peak. the
It'll
peak
be a,
is
like
gonna- is
this.
gonna extend to, exactly.
Okay.
It's an extent, okay.
But this, okay, your shed's being built from scratch?
From scratch.
Oh, okay, well, see, I didn't know
I'm adding
that.
to the shed.
Yeah, and then you're putting this, so it'll all be,
Exactly.
Okay,
It'll
so-
be one big square here like that.
Okay, so this wall and this wall are coming off.
These two are,
This elevation roof is staying, so what you would have is you would have whatever the,
yeah, he's putting in,
the
whatever
beams.
truss he's putting in.
Okay, so you'd have a truss,
So
you've
this-
got your walls, basically, so your basic structure of it, and then added on. It's just not one big open space that's been
Right.
expanded. Okay. It's really hard to tell from
yeah,
what's
we
there.
were kind
Like,
of
that was,
confused.
yeah.
We were kind of confused. So this whole area is going to be used for recycled pop cans and bottles and the storage of pizza boxes?
No, not pizza boxes.
Oh.
I'm having the pizza boxes in my institutional cans in my back room. The problem
Okay.
that I have in the summertime, when business picks up, I get a lot of returnables.
Oh, I know.
I get a lot of empties, and.
You don't have any place to put
I
them.
have bags of empty, I have no,
Yeah.
the store is so small.
Well, that's what happened, because it's an old store, they didn't have
There's an existing
returnables.
shed that I had that's attached to the building. I had a little bit of room, I said, man, this little bit of room, I mean, so much, it's only 7 by 20. That's like
Part of the print
40
kind of
square
shows
feet. But it's
all
a
the
lot to me.
dimensions.
Oh, it does. So it's only going to be
the
recyclable
interior. These are
cans
the
and
existing
pop
walls
cans?
that are taken
I
out.
think that's what was
20-ounce
confusing,
cans,
was,
and
you know what I mean?
returnables.
Was it like one,
But they're all going to be empty, there's not
Right.
going to be any new...
Expanding this
new-
way,
There's
it's
gonna
about
be some
4
folds.
foot.
When they come in, we'll go up
Okay.
in there. One side's gonna be returnables, the other side's gonna be,
I see.
So it's only canned goods?
it's gonna be like can returnables, 2 liters, 20 ounces, cans, that are.
Bottles and,
Oh, and
you know,
and
pop
new,
bottles.
so pop
And-
coming in and pop
new.
going out?
Yes, that's how I
Okay.
take all my pizza boxes
Put 'em
and
somewhere.
institutional cans and, souffle cups, stuff like that, and take them in and
Okay.
put my back room. There's just no room in my back room.
okay, so, that being said, so the elevation on the roof then that I'm seeing that's being, like, we have the old part of the building, we've got the new part of the building. You're just gonna continue to extend the elevation going in the same slope there, from the attachment at the building to the shed. Okay.
So actually, it kind of can be called a storage room now, since it's attached to the building.
This is what it is right now.
Right.
Right now, that's what I have. But it's so small, I have stuff everywhere.
Right. So let's see
Well,
what,
the other question we had about that was.
so it does say, we, as a group, hold your
It's- oh,
question.
okay.
As a group, we've been calling it a shed, but it actually Leonard Market Edition,
Okay.
right along the
Yeah, I
edge.
guess you could say that, but I mean, it's really a shed, if you look at it.
It's
Look like
storage,
somebody attached that shed to the store.
right,
For purposes of the planning commission,
Uh-huh.
it is an expansion
right.
because it covers more square footage of the property.
So I,
Hold on, let me write that
just
down.
affectionately, we've been
We're
calling it.
going to be calling it.
Yeah, we've been
but
calling it a shed.
We didn't realize it was attached and,
Yeah, it doesn't look like it from outside.
No.
It looks like it just.
Freestanding,
sort of
yeah.
went into the building, but there is an opening.
Well, I see that the materials on it are sort of like a paneling or a T111 type,
Yes.
and that you're going to make that match. And then when you paint it, it will be all the same
Probably same
color.
or the building, I don't know, somewhere around there, just so it can match, I don't want it to stand out.
Right, we don't want to seam where the
Right.
old and new are. That, we just want it to be uniform and can look, and it, a beautifying addition to your beautiful store instead of,
Thank you so much.
instead of, just a slapped-on extra piece. I mean, we want it to just represent our town and be a nice building. So,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but sure, for my notes,
yes,
for the minutes, I apologize, I have to.
Got it.
I've just been moved over to secretary, so I'd like to convey what was said concisely, and I can't
it.
think of a way to articulate it. Could
Okay,
somebody help me just say what we just said without sounding?
about the roof line or?
Yeah, because basically what I said is, we're referring to
You can just
it, this
start-
point forward as an expansion, that the top left corner elevation was what was in question on the blueprint, and how do I,
Oh,
so basically,
You could just say that,
Mr. Shimon cleared up the confusion by telling us the new area will be used for returnables and new soda cans and bottles. The existing 2 walls will be torn down.
she's very concise.
no, it was really good, thank you, that was much
Yeah.
better than what I had, I
The
couldn't,
outside, the roof line will be a peak in the middle of the finished building. The outside facade will match.
It'll be
Probably
somewhat,
match the building, that's what I'm thinking, the
Right.
brown.
Okay.
That I have right now.
Okay, we'll
I don't know if you guys
match,
have any ideas, that doesn't matter to me, I'll paint it whatever you guys like. Seriously.
match the building.
Just a paint.
right.
okay, outside,
The
okay.
ramp will stay.
Yeah, it's already there.
Is there a door?
No, there's no door.
Okay. Would you mind just initialing my blueprint? Oh, wait till we're done? Okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah, we might have some other things we need to clear up. Okay,
So that'll be the official blueprint that we,
Okay,
okay.
all right,
On
very good,
record,
thank
okay.
you, that,
so in terms of the ramp, I guess I could read, our contention, and then we can take comments from Sam. And if you have any questions, and if any of the council members have any comments, you could either
Well, I was gonna suggest, do you just want to go down all of our,
go through our.
yeah, just go right down,
agenda.
right down the minutes.
We can do that.
Okay.
It'll be like, when you hear it twice, that'll just be, you can remember it.
and if it's been asked and answered, then we'll just say asked and answered.
Right, right.
So we can move on to keep
Okay.
it, to keep it rolling.
So our, starting with the site plan review, the commissioners agreed since they just, we received 5 copies of the version for your store, Leonard's Market. We had some questions and clarifications to be discussed at this meeting. I'll just read it. A letter from Village President Mike McDonald addressing suggestions for the PC site plan review. Also a review letter from Addison Township Fire and another from Village Building Official Tom Hollis with their recommendations. Chair McKenna, we asked, is there a smoke detector going to be installed in the expanded area?
Yes.
There is, okay.
Well, is
The
it,
chief, so we're talking.
Per the fire department.
Going back and like that.
and it'll be hooked up to a system, it won't be just a one you
It's
stick
hooked
up?
to the- it's
Okay.
hooked up to the existing, I have one in the middle of the store, and I have 2 in the kitchen, and I never had one before in the back room.
Oh,
So, to be honest with you, I asked him, like, why I'm only extending it another.
Right.
well, it'll be safer for,
No, not just that, because I never knew that it was, you had a ramp to get in. He goes, that's the reason why. I'm like, no, I don't.
So is it hardwired in then, or?
It's hardwired.
It is hardwired, okay.
And it's connected to the police and the fire department.
Okay,
I
very
feel
good.
for you. I
Oh.
have a house that has 11 smoke detectors.
Yeah.
And one in every room, every hallway, every basement, you know.
well, you just cover everything, don't you?
It's,
Yeah, no, especially when I have to have it because
people who live upstairs.
Oh, that's right.
Probably helps with your insurance policy anyway, I'm betting you.
And
you know,
right,
stuff like
right
that.
now with the house being 12 years, I have to replace them all. So I can,
But yours are probably not hardwired in, are they?
they are hardwired, yes,
That's great.
yes. When it goes off, it's really loud. Okay, so we've got a yes on that. Our other questions indicated that the site plan is missing other sheds on the property whose location should be shown on the site plan. So, in terms of, I think you had another shed in the back that wasn't drawn in the floor plan, wherever, what page that was.
It should be there, there's, should be.
Oh, here you go. There's, now here, isn't there a smaller shed back behind?
There should be one north of the store,
Yes.
and there should be one on the west side.
Says shed old furniture in there.
The site plan should include all structures, including the house, the hotel, or the store.
The house is here.
Yeah.
There's a shed by the house.
Oh, that's what's missing?
And then there's a mechanical equipment shed.
Okay.
But we did do the math. And even with that additional square footage, it doesn't exceed the 30% lot coverage that the village allows. So it's been measured.
Okay, so do we need to have the shed drawn in onto the plan,
I think it,
or it doesn't?
penciling it in.
Would be okay.
And having the owner acknowledge that it was a change,
Okay.
that is existing.
Yeah, I guess
Pencil it
we'll
in.
just show us, instead of having to redo the plans.
Yeah,
It's not next door,
Because
Sam, it's all one part.
it's all one parcel.
It's the,
That the 8 by 8
All
foot?
one
the house here.
Yeah, I think it's over here somewhere, isn't it?
Get your bearings on which way's north. Do you know,
Haven't looked. Is there a picture?
here's the shed,
This is north.
here's the store.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, I want to say it's over here somewhere. I'm not 100% exactly where.
Oh, there you go. That's helpful.
Yeah, this is the kind of
Yeah, see, that was
pictures we need.
close.
Yeah, there you go.
Right
See,
over
you know where your stuff is. So this is
Yeah,
like
just,
parking and then, yeah, just draw a square.
Just put shed there.
What is that big, right there?
What?
That
That's
must-
That's the garage.
original shed.
Oh,
That's
big.
Store,
and that's the
shed.
Okay.
I'm sorry, let me see that for a second. Yes.
yeah, that's a big
So
shed.
this is the homeowner shed, or is it just
that's
the
not a shed.
property?
For the garage?
No, that's the house.
Oh, that's the house. Oh, it's like right, it's a big house. I didn't realize it was that big.
Yeah, that's the house. Don't you see?
Okay.
Okay, does he need to initial this?
the house.
Yeah, that's the house.
This is a shed here.
The sh-
This
yeah.
is the
That's
existing.
his
That's the one that's.
the existing.
Right, but we're
Yeah,
talking
we know
about
that,
the
but we're
shed on
talking
the
about
house.
the
Yeah, you can't see it.
You can't see
Yeah,
it,
you can't see
can't
it from
see
there.
it.
That's actually the house.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
This is
to
the,
initial that, I
Oh,
guess.
I see
You're
it
seeing
now.
this,
I see it, yeah, it's added on. Yeah, I thought that was a shed, but
That's
it's
it.
added on.
Oh, it's not a shed, it's an
Kind
addition?
of weird addition.
Okay, so what are we saying? It's.
We're looking at this.
It's not a shed?
No,
No, we're
this
talking
is a
about
shed.
something else.
This is
Oh,
a
okay.
shed. It's a
Okay.
The house
picture.
next door.
I thought
It's in
that
the
was the
picture.
shed, but that's the
Oh,
house.
oh, okay.
We're talking about that.
I was wondering if you could say again what you mentioned about the 30% of the property.
The township or the village zoning ordinance provides in its schedule of regulations that
Okay.
a commercial lot may not have more than 30% lot coverage.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
In this case, it is under 30%, but it's getting pretty close, Sam.
It's like 28% is used. 28% used.
okay, so you're.
So
You're safe.
Well, what about like getting a variance, you know?
Well, if, yeah,
if for some reason he needed to.
he'd just come to the planning commission and ask.
Then he would have to go to the ZBA.
Okay.
He comes to the planning commission first.
Yeah.
What's
Yes.
EPA?
Zoning Board of
Zoning
Appeals.
Board of Appeals. Because he would need a variance to allow him to cover more of the property with structures than is allowed.
Right, so you couldn't put another, if another shed showed up tomorrow, then we'd have to, Sam.
Well,
I'm
technically,
not gonna slap his hands.
He come to us and,
No.
No?
Technically, because it's a commercial property, everything is regulated by the ordinance.
Okay.
There are no free sheds, there are no expansions or changes to the property without a review by the planning commission.
Because it's all, like the houses, it's all commercial,
So
so.
everything he's got now is, the village has just kind of watched it happen and not done anything or said anything.
Okay. So, okay, gotcha.
Okay, next. So, initial. There are no notations indicating installation of flashing or skirting at the base of the structure. I guess our concern there was animals maybe getting in or,
Yeah.
Is that the rat wall thing?
Yeah, it doesn't have it on there? On the,
No, it has about a 4-inch opening around the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah, that'll definitely be closed.
Okay.
For sure, there's this flashing or,
okay.
yeah, that's a concern to me too. I can show that too.
Yeah, we'll do that afterwards.
I guess we'll take, when I read the,
Paul, what would-
that we can staple to that, we'll
Paul.
just do it all at once.
Where would I put that on the,
You don't need to, it's written out.
oh,
It's written on that other sheet we're gonna read after this.
okay, gotcha.
So, the roof line info is not clear, we already discussed that. It seems to be a discrepancy between views. Like I said, I looked at it and looked at the treatment, and it looked like the woods are gonna match. So, once it's painted, it will look uniform. So, that was just in terms of, we had some picture that we looked at, but we couldn't tell the detail. Is entire exterior of the new shed going to be the same treatment? We've already addressed that.
Yep,
Would like to see the exterior all the same color.
yep.
In,
So you want the same color as the building right now?
the same color, do you want to go different colors? Is the shed or the building color?
Yeah, the brownish.
I guess the brownish would look better than the yellow, because
Yeah.
it wouldn't stand out then. It would more blend in, make your building look like one building.
I think the zoning ordinance says that it has a cohesive color scheme. I think is what it is. So, but basically, we're just looking for a cohesive color scheme. So, it isn't like, one piece is bright blue, the next one's white, the next one's orange. We're just saying, if you do brown is good, it's all brown, just, not 5 different colors, just, from there.
Something that looks good with your brick that's brownish.
Right.
So,
It'll be
not to tell you the color,
uniform, it'll be uniform.
Uniform, yeah. We don't have to tell you the color, but uniform looking with your
I'll agree
building.
with that.
Then Commissioner Zolnak, what is the existing flooring and existing shed? And is there going to be new flooring for both?
There's not gonna be a new flooring for both.
It's
There's
just-
gonna be a subfloor, just like how the shed is right now.
Okay.
When you mean subfloor, like, you just mean like a particle board or a wood floor that,
Like, plywood, and it's got like 2x6 in there, and the footing's already around
So it's like 3/4 inch plywood?
okay, so it'd be plywood on footings.
on footings.
So, okay,
But it has the, I don't know, the guy, I think they're 2x6s, and they're like every so, I want to
Like
say.
16 inches.
Yeah, I don't know, it's
Yeah.
whatever the code is. I
Right.
think when he was putting it, it looked like every, I want to say, a foot, maybe a little less, and he had like 2x6s. And then the plywood went on top of that.
Okay.
Right.
okay, so 2
I think Tim Howell seen that too,
okay.
so.
Wood,
But this is gonna be a product, yeah?
Plywood
Yeah,
floor.
it's gonna be the same as the existing shed right now.
Okay. Now, would the building inspector address that at all in his concerns, or is that just standard?
No, he just came and told me to pull a permit,
Okay.
pull, the planning commission first.
Okay,
And
okay.
then after the approval, I need to pull one.
Okay. So, we had a concern about what the existing space is used for and cleared that up with your pop bottles coming in and pop bottles going out. So, because of the lack of a rat wall, concrete that starts at the building and goes down 2 inches, concerns about health and safety. So,
So it goes down 4 inches or 2 inches?
Well, I think somebody put 2
2 feet.
feet. I don't know what
Pardon me?
I don't know what code is for
24
a rat wall, but what my
24
question
inches.
was.
Oh, 2 feet, okay.
Sorry,
With the,
I stand corrected.
okay, with the shed that you, or your expansion that you have going on now, because it's an open, in and out, and there is no door on there, where it's like a ramp that
Right.
goes out there. Our concern was that, is the plywood, is that code for the health department, or is that code for the city? Does that cover any issues you can have as far as needing a rat wall because of like vermin? When you store soda in there, sometimes it can get sticky and the floor can get wet, and then you can, get soft. I know you can get, roaches, mice, all kinds of things.
They're in my store right now, the existing shed before,
Pardon me?
the health department. Yeah, they've been in the store.
Okay,
Over the years.
Right.
When I had the food and stuff, and they walked in the shed, seen all my number 10 cans, being the big like olive cans, and
Okay.
apple cans, that's what I mean by that. But they've been in there, they've been in the floor, they've seen my pizza boxes while I store them, they've never said anything about the floor.
okay. They
Okay.
had no issue with rat wall, as far as needing a rat wall for that? Okay.
But I know.
I think that will be the purview of the building inspector.
building
It's
inspector.
indicated that it will be required that the perimeter of the building will have to, the perimeter of the structure will have to have
Okay.
rat walls or
So animals can't dig
So
on
that's something in the process of it
Right.
that we can take it off of our table, that's something that they would address with him
Well,
as far as
no.
requirement,
I'm
or?
sure he'll let me know. The building inspector will let me know.
Yeah, I think the intent was to have the planning commission include the requirement.
Of the fire department.
That the recommendations
And
from the building official and the fire department are adhered to.
Okay.
That's,
Okay, so I thank you for clarifying. So this is as new to me as it is to you. So basically, what we're kind of saying is that we would like to, in conjunction with the building inspector, ask that a rat wall be installed to make sure that you don't have vermin entering the building. From the open, basically having an area under, you've got footings and you've got footings, and I understand that you've got like maybe you say like a 6x6 or something that goes across that it's sitting on, but I think a lot of times the concern is what happens, between the footings and that subfloor with them, burrowing in, that you can get all kinds of critters in there.
Right, I'm sure it will be close.
Okay, so you
So
will,
that'll be
so you'll
a welcomed upgrade.
so you'll put a rat wall in there, so, all right.
Right, well, that meaning like concrete pipes.
Correct, concrete-wise, exactly, rat wall.
yes, it does mean that.
Yes, like a lot, I guess the point of it is, so, like I said, when you have a structure like that, animals are always looking for a place to go, and that's sometimes, I don't know if you've had issues with that in the past, but those tend to burrow under there.
Yeah, but the
And
existing one doesn't have a rat wall.
what's that?
The existing,
The existing one doesn't have.
was never permitted, so it was just installed, it was installed by somebody, and now you're changing it, Sam, so we've got to follow the rules.
I mean, the rules have to have a rat wall. I can.
So-
I'll give you a good analogy, Sam, is when somebody builds a garage that's not hooked to the house, there's a different code, construction code that applies to building an unattached structure. In this case, you have an attached structure to an existing structure, and therefore it has more, it's done by the code for the existing structure, which is an occupied structure. So there are heightened regulations, but even a garage is a rat wall in most communities, so.
I think that,
If that's the case, then the footings wouldn't be needed.
or they would do something in between the footings, I mean, I don't, you'll have to talk to your architect about that. I'm not quite sure how that works,
It's
but
an architect
I
or
think,
building inspector.
I think
Probably the
sometimes
building
for
inspector would be helpful.
moving forward for future health, safety, and sanitation for your business and everything else, it just causes you to not have a problem you have to deal with, later, where you can get critters that get under there. It just keeps it very, very clean, and problem-free. And, just, how that goes, once things get attracted, it's just like you can never get rid of them.
Keeping the recyclables or returnable bottles, and, people don't wash out their bottles, and the sticky, sugary substance residue that's left will call in, insects and mice, rats sometimes. It's just could be a problem, and this would rectify a future problem for you.
I'm with you on that. I'm just
Okay,
another way of closing it besides that.
I don't know.
Is that
All the way around.
the recommendation of the building inspector?
I think
That was given to us as a recommendation from the building inspector.
Like, it's concrete that,
is they can dig under, because that's why the 2 foot they're not saying that you need to pour a solid 2-foot slab of concrete, but basically what they're saying is there needs to be, so this is your shed,
Right.
your new building that you're going to have. They're just saying around the edges here, where something could burrow under and get in, that is where you would have that, where it is deeper in that area. At that point, if you're pouring concrete, I suppose you would probably just finish pouring the slab, but your
Not underneath and-
your form is gonna look kind of like this and then go up. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be deeper on the edges going all the way around. So in lieu of like skirting, that would just be at like ground level, or where it could decay, or it could start to get kind of crummy after it's been exposed to the elements for a long period of time.
So it would be like a trench dug around?
It's a trench.
how wide,
Around.
it's 2 feet
It says
deep, but
I don't know what the width is.
what's the width?
Probably the size of
I think
a
minimum is 16
block.
Inches?
The kind of blocks that you use.
No, I know what you're talking
deep.
about.
Yeah.
It's like putting a curve around it.
It's probably
It's a
I
found-
guess it's no more 4 to 6 inches wide.
Why?
Oh,
Would be required, and then it would have to be flat.
Because he's not using it as a foundation, yeah, you just have to connect your
yeah, it's not a
trench,
foundation.
Which he thinks it's 4 inches, but you probably should check with Tom.
Yeah, it will be we're not in the business of specifying.
Right, you're not measuring, just making it,
Right.
just saying that that's something that we would like to see, is the rat wall. Okay.
Is there a door to the ramp, to the pre-existing
Yeah,
shed?
he already said that there wasn't.
But the building inspector recommended that there be a door there.
Okay, so doors being added.
It was suggested that there be a septic dye test to see if septic system is working properly.
That was the question, what's that got to do with the shed?
I'm sorry, what is that?
What's that got to do with the shed?
I did contact the Oakland County Health Department, and they did not respond to my request today for information on the last time there was any work done on the well or the septic, so I can't address that.
Okay, for anything recently. Reason that I brought it up is because sometimes when you have an expansion of your building, it allows you to increase production as far as, prep more food, sell more food. With MDARD, when you put an expansion onto your building, normally they come through and they do a well and septic. I did talk to Mike Pilar earlier, and he said that it was not encroaching, your shed, as far as your expansion goes. That was my first concern, that there might be an encroachment. There's not an encroachment. But my concern is that if, when was the last time that they were able to, that he did a septic
I mean, I
check?
take septic twice a year, I clean out, which I don't have to. I do that twice a year. Testing wise, I haven't done it, but I've never had a problem. And I do quarterly testing for my water.
Right,
That's
right.
recommended, but I'm not adding any mistakes, I'm not adding any plumbing. I don't see why the septic.
Oh, well, because, I'll explain it to you. When you decide to write up a site plan, you're adding something, in addition to your store, everything is in question then, that's on the property. Everything becomes kind of an issue, and we can, as the planning commission and the village council, we can see that things are brought up to code and checked, and it's for the health and safety of you and the people that live upstairs and the customers. Everything can become an issue when you add on and start to build something, and then it comes to us, and that's, and maybe it doesn't have anything to do with your shed, but everything we can question, or we can bring it, we can see that it's brought up to code, that the standards of the zoning ordinance, number 19. That's why.
I mean, I understand with all due respect, it has nothing to do with
I know.
using water.
Is,
It has nothing to do with the septic. If you're telling me concerns of storage, heat detectors, plumbing, I'm not on gas line, which was on there, I'm not putting a gas line in there, but I'm not adding any more plumbing for
I understand.
running water. There's no more, I'm using just as much water as I am yesterday or tomorrow.
My motivation for questioning the septic and the well was more or less just, like I said, to me, when there's an expansion on a building, and so now the area that you currently have your returnables, or that you have some of your other items that you have stored, now room is going to be made for items to be put, in your new expansion. Well, if an area opens up that you could have more, catering items or more supplies, more things like that, it could have a potential for increasing your ability to, sell more things, which would be good for you as a business, because then, if you're selling more, you're making more money. That's always a really good thing. But if it would put stress or strain on the septic system where there could be like a catastrophic failure, that's where my concern would be. So when I was trying to figure out, first of all, just if there was going to be an encroachment issue, and I talked to Mike Pilar, he said that like 10 years ago when he had inspected it, when he had looked at it, he felt like your system was small for what you had going. So you've got tenants upstairs, you've got a thriving business, and it's more or less just as a safeguard, because when we look at things, I don't look at things as just as, I just want to make Sam jump through a bunch of hoops because he wants to expand his shed. It's more looking at future uses of everything, how everything impacts, this village. And so my concern was, gosh, I wonder, when it was inspected, and it has been 10 years, it might be worthwhile looking into. And, that's why I brought up the septic thing. I mean, I think that it would be probably quite simple for him to come and look, and, that way.
what are the requirements for a commercial building to have a septic dye test?
There aren't any in the ordinance. The planning commission, as Lori and Deborah have pointed out, has purview and concern because it is an expansion. We are learning tonight that the expansion is for storage. So we can only surmise and hope that the health department and MDARD will do their job if more room becomes available in the store because of this change, that it doesn't affect the water or the sewage. But it's a legitimate question, but it's not necessarily our purview to require something that we don't have.
Now, I would think that a problem would be self-correcting. Once something happens, he would have to either pump your system more frequently or put in a new field or, but as I see it, it's not under the, our scope to have you have the test. It sounds like you're diligent and you do it 2 times a year, and you test your water quarterly, you say.
The records are there.
It sounds like you're taking care of business and it's happening,
To
so.
be honest with you, I don't have to, even when the guy, when he comes and pumps my well, not well, my septic, and he takes, he's like saying, he's going to water, so I don't care. It's $250, it's $500 a year, but at least I'm safe.
You're safe,
I
yeah.
don't have to, I just do it just to do it. You know, and I do quarterly for testing for water, for the well.
Now, you do the testing yourself?
Yeah, I take different samples from the store, and then I take it to Oakland County.
Okay. Is there ever a time that Oakland County comes out and tests it themselves?
They have, I think, one time I had a bad water sample, so they came out. She took the test herself, and she took it from 5 different places, from the tap, from the bathroom, from 3 compartment sink, from the regular sink. She took everything, and I was fine. And she made me take 5 more again after that, the next 3 months. And then after that, it was back to normal.
Okay, it sounds like you are on top of that then.
I have, especially with the health department, you have to be. Yeah,
Well-
that I am on top of.
Does that answer your questions? Anybody's concerns?
I don't have any concern about the septic.
Well, I think you get, I think you're handling that and that sounds good. That doesn't require a vote or anything, it's just a discussion.
We're just going over, right,
Okay.
the notes from the last meeting.
Ask village admin to contact Oakland County Health Department regarding well test, septic, and inspection of food area. So that was,
I guess that was done, but they haven't responded.
Well, we got the records from the prior inspections,
okay.
so.
Okay.
So Commissioner McDonald, the property west of the market zoning is not identified. I think
Well, it's all, now that I found out that it's one big
parcel.
parcel, I didn't know that before.
Okay, so it's
So,
all,
yeah,
that's rectified.
that's fine.
Okay. Used soda cans versus pizza boxes and that it is storage is a health concern.
Right.
And
The boxes aren't gonna be
they're
stored
not
there.
gonna be there, they're gonna be relocated. Okay,
Even if I put it there, when she comes, the health department will do this, she's gonna tell me I have to move it.
okay,
Yeah, she won't let me.
okay.
Even if I want to.
I'm sorry, was market zoning asked and answered? I was taking notes.
Sorry,
and I didn't-
slow me down if I'm going
So,
too
you know what,
fast.
there's a lot to write, so
Okay.
I couldn't keep up. So on the first one, please, was that asked and answered?
Yes,
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be
Right, and then the
identified.
second one was asked and answered.
Yeah, you can just
Okay.
put that in the notes,
I
ask
just,
and answer.
that's actually what I'm doing, but
Right.
just, when it's not, then I'm like,
Okay.
okay.
Then dumpster needs to be enclosed with a front gate.
Yeah.
Like
As
all,
before, the reason why I just pulled it out.
yeah, all 3 sides and then the front with a gate.
Yeah, it was always
In the
put
back.
behind the fence.
Oh,
They made me do that a long time ago. They said I have to put it behind the fence.
but,
The reason why I just had the dumpster guys take it out temporarily.
oh, no, I'm not. But eventually, it's going to be behind the fence.
It's gonna be-
Okay, so
It'll be
the,
enclosed.
well, it needs to be, the 3 sides and the back need to be enclosed because of the property that butts up to the back, the north part of the commercial property is residential. So it's behind the fence, but the back 3 sides need to be enclosed by a fence.
They're closed by a fence.
They are? Oh, I didn't know that. I can't, I didn't,
Fencing
I
all
could-
the way around.
It's got fence.
I didn't know because I didn't go down.
All the way around.
The property.
The perimeter of the property.
The perimeter of where the garbage
Not,
is.
not,
Not the
not the garden.
dumpster itself. Well, I'm saying in my mind, it should be, there should be,
Ordinance does require it.
yeah, enclosed around the
And it
3
doesn't
sides.
count that the whole area is.
No.
But, the other point on the site plan shows that access to the dumpster would be through a narrow opening.
Oh, yeah, we were concerned about
The truck
that.
cannot make a turn to pick it up. up, so it's obvious that you can't, where you're placing it, or at least the way the architect drew it, it's not serviceable standing.
Yeah, it's where do you place it? Take the professionals right in, fix it up and we want something.
Which one was it? Right here.
So this
Here's your-
landscape area.
Here's your gravel pavement area, landscape fence. Okay, so he's gonna drive across the landscape to the dumpster?
This should not be landscape one right here.
That's my point.
Yeah, the drawing is wrong.
So-
If you look at it right now,
And if you look, you can see that
got the drawing
he's got it, dumpsters being accessed from this direction. So
That
we
should
need
be-
to change that.
Right.
Here, so you guys.
Okay.
I'm with you, there's a fence here right now that opens, what should be like, not the way they draw the architecture.
So-
It's to show where it opens this way, and it's huge.
So this landscape area really ends here?
It ends right there, yeah.
Okay, so, well, more even with the dumpster. Okay, so this is the
I
revised.
can't tell, it's
Okay, and so,
The
something
gate
in the way, I don't know
is
the
here.
dumpster is.
okay, and
think
so
it's
to
over
be clear, what we were discussing.
Oh, well,
is
it's
the
now, but
landscape
what it's going to be.
This dumpster area needs
So-
to have fencing that goes like this.
Yeah, it needs to be
All
along.
the way
oh,
around
just
like this.
Fencing, but, okay, so we've got penny tables right there, and then that's there, I don't know, where is?
That's in the old,
Yeah.
2009.
Right.
Well, I know, but,
it's right behind it.
yeah,
Right.
that's what I thought, so there's a gate here.
There's a gate there, yeah.
Okay.
A huge gate, actually, it's about probably
Okay,
10 feet.
and I guess all we're seeing is that the
To
the
protect
shed
this house over
it
here?
is, should be,
Can they see it through the trees?
well, it doesn't matter, it needs to be done.
So that's ordinance that have to be closed.
Well, they told me that before, that's why I put it back there, and they said that was fine. It was years.
Well, whoever told you doesn't know.
You know, I think it was probably a miscommunication when they said, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, as far as how it goes. I notice in most, like, commercial businesses that I go to, they've got the fencing all the way around. Just, I think just a lot of
It's
times.
screening, it's not.
Yeah, screaming.
I think a lot of times for your guests, it's always a nice thing, because no one ever wants to see the garbage anyway, you know what I mean? It kind of makes it just.
Even in the back, it's because of the
You can't
residential
see it when
property.
they disclose. I'm being honest, you can't see it when they disclose.
Are your grease traps over there too? Is that where you have your grease traps right next to your dumpster? So
It's
they're
like a
both.
straight stuff. Yeah, it's like a grease, it's big,
So,
it's all on.
plus-
Right, you put your,
This
your,
is
that-
going to-
yeah, so that's next to your dumpster. Is that
Three
area?
sides.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
So if it's ordinance that he has to screen it on three sides, and it doesn't include the perimeter of the fence, then we can ask him to do that. Can the screening be shrubs? Or does it have to be fence?
I'm not
We have
sure.
to look at our ordinance.
Or I think I know where it's at. I have mine with the
How would we look that up?
Hey, Mike, what would that be? What would it be under?
You know, if you want to keep it moving, I'll look at the ordinance real quick.
Okay, thanks, because
But I know it's there.
I haven't dealt with this in a couple of years.
I think I stated the ordinance in the last notes, our last meeting, it should be in the agenda. All right, just,
Now, if there was record of him getting an okay for prior, he was told to put it behind the fence, he complied with that.
Yeah, because you know where we used to be before? I'm telling you, 10 years ago.
It was right by the road.
On the north side?
North side, I have a driveway there.
Yeah.
For the people that live upstairs.
Right.
It used to be sitting right back.
You know, it was really junky too.
Yeah, it was bad, I agree. So
It
they
was.
told me that you have to move it. And I said, if I were to move it here and put it behind the fence, is that fine? He said, yes.
Well,
Well,
Dave?
you gotta remember, we're not requiring, a brick wall.
no,
Around the entire property because it's
just don't know where it'd be.
to a residential. We're not talking about doing that.
Right.
I mean, I'm certainly not urging it, even though it's within the purview of the planning commission. I'm still looking for the dumpster.
Keep looking, I'll just discuss. if there's fencing around it or shrubs, will the truck still be able to dump it? I don't know how, is it a lifted kind or is it
Yeah, it's a lifted kind.
replaced?
It's a lift kind.
Lifted, okay. So, does the homeowner on the north side, are they able to see it at all? Or are there trees there obscuring their
There's
view?
trees there and it's like a, like a hill too.
There's a fence between me and the store next to me, and the dumpster is also not
Enclosed.
as it's supposed to be.
Right.
And the village chose not to do anything about it. But I would have appreciated it being screened. I don't see it unless I'm outside on my property.
Right.
And then there it is.
Right.
But you can't see it from the house.
There are some other,
He's adjacent to you though, that,
So is this neighbor.
right, but his house is way over here.
If he wants to go and stand on the edge of his property,
Yeah.
just like you want to use all your property, does he want to stand there and have a dumpster sitting on his?
we would like to see other buildings in the village, their dumpsters also enclosed. And there's one at the school that should be enclosed with the gate. And there's Cooper Standards that should be enclosed. And I think over at the gas station, that should be enclosed. And so we are working on this. And you're the first person that, business, not the first. We've done it before, well, did they enclose theirs? Yeah. And so we're just kind of going down,
It's close, yeah.
it's kind of.
I wish it counted, Sam.
But-
Trying to get that fence.
We'd like to see them all in the village with siding all around it. Oh, Ardelan's, did they enclose theirs, didn't they? I can't remember.
At one time,
It's,
How big is the dumpster without looking at the thing, 8 by 8?
It's a
So it would be
No, it's
What are
about
those?
6 by 6.
fence. Oh, yeah, so a 6 foot,
6 by 6 or 6 by 4 by height, I'd probably say another 6 feet.
you'll have the prettiest trash can in the village.
it'd be nice.
You know, sometimes they say, like a rising tide raises all ships, so maybe that's all we need is for you just to set
You
the
just said,
standard.
yeah, you just said
For other people to follow.
Section
We can all
4.2.
say, look what Sam did. He enclosed his garbage can.
Okay, if I may take a moment,
Sure,
please.
you found it?
Yeah, section 4.2, dumpster, outdoor trash receptacles and fixtures.
Nope, I'm totally.
Outside dumpsters shall be permitted in all zoning districts.
So what page?
It's page 4-5. Adequate vehicular access, and you will have that. A solid ornamental screening wall or fence shall be provided around all sides of dumpsters, which shall be provided with a gate for access and be of such height as to completely screen said containers. The maximum height of such enclosure shall not exceed 6 feet. Dumpsters shall have an enclosing lid or cover over it. And it says solid ornamental screenings, like
See, it doesn't say how close you got.
pyramid arborvitae's. Well, it should be provided around all sides of the dumpster,
It is?
but it should be right up to
you
it.
go to Burger King and you see their dumpster, or McDonald's, you see their dumpster, there's a fence around those properties too, and there's also a fence around the dumpster. So I'm not going to quibble with you. It's up to the planning commission, as far as I'm concerned, unless you want to make an issue of it.
I'm not making an issue of it, I mean, it's been fine for that long.
I know.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, it wasn't done right to begin with.
Sam, you told me a couple years ago that your mother looked at your place and said she thought you could make it look nicer. And you did. And this is, believe it or not, this is just more of the same. It would look a lot nicer than what it does now, if you would organize it better. And this is just part of it.
Right, I'm with you on it, but what I'm saying is, when the fence is closed, you cannot see the dumpster. I mean, if you guys, you tell me that I have to, you guys vote on whatever you have to do, I guess I have to.
Well, you could use the cheapest fencing, it doesn't cost that much. What kind of fencing is that that's next to us?
Okay, stockade.
Stockade fencing, that's not expensive. Or you can plant some pyramid arborvitae's, but then you wouldn't, if you wanted to move the dumpster someday, that's kind of difficult. But the cheapest fencing would be fine.
It has to be screened.
Yeah, it's screened. I mean, it really needs to be screened.
I guess the issue is that the ordinance 19 isn't specific enough that says it has to be real close to it. But as a commission, we can request that you just enclose it on 3 sides. So,
With
the gate.
There's a gate in front.
Right.
Yeah,
the gate in front of it, well, the gate,
It's right in the ordinance, but
right, I know, what I'm saying though, is he's got the dumpster back there, and the gate opens.
yeah, he has the gate, so,
I know.
yeah.
So just, would that mean 2 sides or all? That's
3.
4.
just 3 sides.
3 sides.
You would have 3 sides.
Stockade fencing,
One side
you could just hook it up to the fence that's already there.
4 fence posts.
So should we have make a motion and have a vote on that, or?
Well,
No.
it's up to you folks whether you want to include it on as part of the site plan.
Okay, let me make a note on this and see. So we could draw it in on this site plan?
Yes.
Well, on that site plan. I guess take a vote on it. So to take a vote to add it to the site plan. So.
I don't think we need to take a vote, because
Are you going to do that with everything?
that would be, no, we have to do it with
No, we don't have
everything.
to.
No, we don't.
So, all right,
We're just all in if we're all in agreement that the 3 sides need to be fenced in right up to the dumpster. You could be 4 feet out or 3 feet away, but,
It just makes sense.
I'll put it in the fence, no worries, no worries. I'll put it in the fence.
It's,
All right, thank you. Thank you. I think just for the neighbors, for everybody, just for the beautification of our village, we appreciate it.
No problem.
thank you.
You're welcome.
thank
Make it
you.
easy on me.
You know, let Leslie use paint there for a minute.
Well, we should draw it in.
So I'm putting in the fence, just to be clear, I'm putting in the fence, that's going to go to 3 sides, not outside, because I already have a gate. I'm just going to have like a mesh, sort of say, to cover the fence.
That would be good, too.
Yeah, that's what we usually do.
We can, if you would like, when we're putting together the notes and everything for this, I can either make sure that is it okay, can I get him a copy or a copy of this page so he understands what it is that we're asking for, so there's not.
Because if you put a fence there, you're still going to see it. So you have to put a mesh, they have different color meshes.
What's a mesh
that's
screen?
screen.
It's like a screen, yes.
That's
So-
what the ordinance
It's like
says.
they have green,
Hard to
blue,
see
yellow,
through.
and you put all the way around it where you can't see.
It's like what the storage place did. Reminded them that they're required because they're up against school.
Didn't they put up a stockade?
No, they put up the
They put screen in the
Fence.
fence itself,
So what is it, like,
fabric or something.
yeah, I'm sure seen it, it's green, it kind of is woven in.
okay.
I can't really explain, it's got like tiny holes in it where the air can flow through,
Okay.
but you can't see through.
Somebody wove a ribbon through
So
the
it
fence.
looks nice?
Yeah. I know what it is.
We're not
I know
saying,
what it is.
we're not saying what kind of screening he has to use, we're just saying,
He decides the
I
screening.
know.
You decide.
it'd be nice,
I know what it is.
Okay.
would be nice if it's not, if it's prettier than the dumpster those things.
We should have the kids from the school come out and they could paint the dumpster
Yeah.
with flowers. Or,
Murals.
1960s his dumpster.
Okay.
All right.
Will do.
Do we need to draw that on or we'll just?
Yeah, I put it on there, and if he initials this, then that's
Okay.
good enough.
Let's see, where we are. Okay. The the planning commission question, is there a step up or step down? The elevation in the main building, and we already addressed that. There is a ramp and there's going to be a door. Plans for garbage truck to access the property to dump the dumpster, we already addressed that. Plans for heating the proposed storage shed.
No heat,
No heat, yeah.
you just have an insulation.
That's the only, that's, if it was heated, he wouldn't need a door, according to the building inspector. But since it's not heated, then he has to have a door.
Okay, so it's not heated,
It's not heated.
so you'll have a door. Okay, got it. So, heat. Now, one question just in my mind, you said there, you put like cans of olives or something in there. In the winter, don't they freeze?
No, I'm saying, the cans of olives and those are gonna be
Move.
moved in my
Okay,
back room.
got it.
Yeah.
And with the-
plus, they won't freeze
Okay,
from the installation, they won't freeze because the heating ducts that I have existing right now,
uh-huh.
it goes into my back room. So it heats up the back room. And that shed is so small, and there's an opening there, that the air goes in there. I don't need to have heat.
So just when you
There's
open
no
the
heat.
door and close the door? when you're
Right,
going in
well, there
there.
was never a door before.
Right,
So
now
now,
if there's a door, it will be
right,
open.
you know, I'm gonna have a door, but you know, open, close, warm air is gonna get in there.
Okay, so that completes all of the items that we had in question. So, individually, do we have any other issues before I read this?
Did you, go down?
I'm gonna read these now.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Okay. So, I'm going to propose a motion. I'm going to read it through, then we're going to discuss it, and then we'll vote on it.
Hold on one second. I just need to get that.
No problem.
You're going to make a motion for what? You're going to read these first, right?
I'm going to read them. I'm just telling you how.
And we'll make any adjustments or
Right, we'll
addendums,
just-
and then we'll put it to a vote.
Right.
Okay.
Right, okay. Consideration for a motion to approve the Leonard's Market site plan. I make a motion to approve the site plan with the conditions as presented and approved tonight on the site plan drawing that we've modified, dated April, I have to just write modified here, 2017, as modified by the Village of Leonard Planning Commission as witnessed in this motion and on the site plan drawing as applicable. Conditions for issuance of and approval of site plan for Leonard's Market. All applicable local and state construction permits required to be obtained before construction begins. Footings and/or rat wall per building official are to be installed around the perimeter of the structure, including both existing and new expansion. Flashing of above-ground portion of the structure is to extend to the grade or below per the building official. All construction plans to be done by the architect with seal per building official. If the expanded storage area is not to be heated, then an insulated door will be installed between the heated and unheated areas per the building official. A smoke/fire alarm compatible with existing installed system for the store shall be installed in the completed expanded structure to provide life safety protections to the public and inhabitants of the building per Addison Township Fire Chief. All conditions noted by MDART inspections are to be remedied and facility made to operate in compliance with all public health food service operations per the MDART inspector. No change of the use of the storage of the expanded structure area may be made without approval from the Village of Leonard. Any expansion of prepared food services beyond the existing catering and inside and over-the-counter food sales will require an inspection by MDART. Any expansion of housing or services on the premises will require an Oakland County Health Department review of both well and septic serving the parcel. There will be no storage of packaged or unpackaged food and goods or their packaging containers in the same space as used recyclable bottles or other containers per MDR. The waste containers shall be accessible from the on-site loading parking area and shall meet the requirements for shielding per Leonard zoning ordinance. The exterior of the structure shall be painted the same color and shall be aesthetically blended with the premises. Locations of waste dumpster and sheds on the entire parcel are to remain as demonstrated on the site plan drawing. No other conditions or exemptions are expressed or implied beyond the provisions detailed herein and on the site plan drawing itself.
So,
Okay.
wait a minute, because we do have a change on that. The
Okay.
location of the waste dumpster and sheds on the entire parcel, did we make an amendment to where the dumpster
Amended
was?
it on there.
Okay, so it's
So
just that
it
carry
covered-
over?
yes.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Yes.
All right.
I think we addressed all of the issues in all of the discussion. Does anyone have any questions or other comments? Sam, do you have anything?
I have no questions.
No?
I'm good with everything.
Okay.
The only one that I had was checking the septic and stuff like that. I just don't want to spend any money.
Yeah, and we're not requiring you to do that, but we are in the purview
But
of.
other than that, whatever needs to be done, is going to be done.
Good.
Okay, so, I'll make a motion to add this document to the plan, and we'll staple it to it, and we'll all initial it. So, the motion
Leslie made a motion.
to, adopt and approve the site plan,
Adopt and approve.
As amended.
as amended. Anyone have a second?
I'll second that.
Well, who made the motion?
I made it.
Okay,
Can she make?
Can I make the motion?
The motion since she read it? or she-
sure.
Leslie
And then
first?
Lori seconded.
And then, the vote?
All in favor?
You should do a roll call.
Yeah, the roll call vote.
Okay,
each one.
We're going to do a roll call vote on the motion to adopt and approve the site plan for the Leonard Market as amended. So, let's hear Debbie McDonald,
Yes.
Leslie McKenna,
Yes.
Lori Zelnok, yes. Paul Almarani.
Yes.
Okay. All in favor?
Yes.
What we already said,
Right,
yeah.
everything else, there's no opposed, we're good?
That's the roll call vote.
Okay, all right.
It's all good.
So therefore, by taking attendance to test.
Okay, now let me provide you with a clean copy of that.
Clean copy of,
The amendments.
well, I can use that, I wrote the date.
That's fine.
So that's all right.
Do we, anybody have a stapler?
I used to.
We'll have to make a copy, we'll have to make another copy.
Right.
Because Sam gets a copy.
Oh, that's
We
right.
get a copy. So,
Okay,
Well, do you want to give him,
We need you to,
I can give him a copy.
but he needs to look at it now.
Yeah.
We need to,
initial this and then initial the plans?
any changes have to be,
We have to make a copy of the
Initial
plan.
down here and initial right up here would be good.
I'm good with that.
Oh, I'm going to use my pink ink pen.
And here's a copy, but we'll have to
he can
sign
have
it. Who
this.
signs it?
You can have this and then we'll all sign this, right? Would you want
Do we
us to
all sign it?
this?
no, the ordinance provides for the chairperson
Okay.
to sign.
Oh, okay.
So I have to sign it.
You could all sign it.
Does Sam need to sign it?
So, dates on here, And then, what do you want to, store owner, business owner? How do you want me to address him as? You decide what your title is. You can sign it right there.
I like your shirt.
Thank you.
It's nice.
Mr. President.
You can be
You're the
president
president?
of your own company.
You're the
You're the
President / owner,
chairperson.
whatever, Leonard Market, that's perfect.
You're the CEO. That's better.
Okay, so then you can have that copy, but we'll get you a copy of the signed copy. Is that right?
So,
And we'd have to get you a copy of this, I guess.
Voila, thank you. Thanks.
so next move, I have to follow building permit.
Right.
Can I follow tomorrow morning?
When was Friday, you were
Oh, she got
there
there.
going in the office,
Yeah.
but I can use the application.
No, I'm sorry, I was coming on Tuesday.
Okay,
And just get that started and then just start doing that.
sounds good.
We appreciate your,
Thank you for your time. It's really so much easier having you come here.
I think your business is great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
it
was on
does.
the planning commission when all of that happened, but it really looks nice.
Thank you, I
It's a
really
good
appreciate
addition,
it.
good addition to the community, and I think your mother would be proud.
And honestly, I'm sorry that I started, I did not know that I had to pull a permit for a shed. Come to find out for a commercial I do.
Right,
I mean,
okay.
because it's access to the building.
think I
It's
know.
not detached.
Yeah, in residential, it's
You don't have-
10 by 10.
Yeah. Well,
Bigger than that, we
he
have.
explained it.
Anything bigger than that.
Yeah, Mike explained it to me. I did not know.
We understand.
They don't teach that in our schools. What we need to do to,
It was something like, building, where you're talking about bricks and cement and stuff. I know that. That just, it's a given.
Well,
But for a shed, I would think,
you were told wrongly before about the shed that you put on there. I mean, it was, you know, he didn't need he didn't know, because he was told
yeah, so
that
I apologize for starting with that.
thank you.
You're welcome.
this is a signed condition.
Okay.
Please.
Okay, so that sheet is.
Yeah, it's in there.
Okay.
Stapler. I used to have a little stapler with
The
it.
guy finally called me back and he said, they got to put the bricks up, original. He was supposed to finish that other side. West side, west side.
There's a little piece.
Well, when he did that in the beginning, when he did all that, and then he came in and went, man, where you been? I'm like, it's been over a year.
Oh, wow.
I said, just sitting there. And he's like, well, we have to cut these bricks, we can't put a footing because we have staircases and stuff like that. So they're gonna cut those bricks like thin,
Ah, okay.
and then they would, put the mortar and put the ground and all that and start on that side.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Sam, were you ever gonna put the porch on the outside, that, the original?
Actually, really hurt me that the road being closed last year. North of us.
Yeah?
Yeah, that really hurt because it's you got money.
Oh, income wise?
That wasn't the plan.
I know.
When that happened, I'm like, man, let me just hold on for a second because business wasn't the same.
Well,
When you have the road closed
I
north,
know.
it's not easy. So,
Were you eventually gonna put it back?
hopefully.
God, that would be great.
Yeah, I know, but I'll be honest with you, like, the response I'm getting from people is just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Building, yeah.
I knew when you did that, you would have more business. I knew
Not
it.
just in the business, not, on the case, but
That's okay.
it just, I had literally, the lady come in and was crying, she's about 90 years old. And she hugged me, she goes, are you the owner, young man? I'm like, yes, I am. I figured she needed something in the store. She goes, could you come around? Like, I came around, she gave me a hug. You know how good that felt?
Yeah.
I know.
I was starting to tear.
You've done something that we never thought would
Oh
happen.
my God, I've been here all
Yeah.
these years and I'm so glad I got to see you before I pass away. I'm like, oh, don't say that.
That's right.
Yeah,
I have one more
It
question.
was really cool.
yeah, that's
The,
nice.
Since you have the holes for the posts,
Yeah.
and there's cones there,
Yeah.
what about putting slag in the holes? Or sand or something that could be dug out later when you put the front on? So that there's not
Comes out there.
cones there.
I know.
It's something
I
to
don't
think
know,
about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're like,
When they poured the cement, they left the space in the cement slabs for the
posts.
for the facade.
Oh, for the porch, for the,
Or even,
So-
if it's a 4x4 hole, cut a piece of wood and stick it in the hole until you
so
know.
you can do it,
Something
yeah.
other than the cones.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you, bye.
Back to our agenda.
Oh, I thought we were.
No, we're not done. We can be done soon.
I was ready.
So back to the master plan discussion.
Sorry.
I started to go through it. I think Phyllis did all the digital corrections and submitted it to you.
Right.
I found a few mistakes, so if I can be on record as being the proofreader, can it just be between you and me? Or do we?
As long as we don't change the substance or meaning.
Right.
And you are going to have a public hearing
Right.
when you're ready to present it to the public.
Because
Everybody will be able to review what, you know, what is there.
I was just going to check to see that all the changes were made that we said, and I found, like, there's a new map that wasn't there before, but it was, you know, I just checking it over, and I need to know where to put my maps. And so I was scanning through the document looking for where each map is mentioned, if we were going to intersperse them throughout or put them all at the end.
This is your document as a planning commission. This is your product. This is not the village council telling you
Right.
how it's got to be or whatever. You're looking to the future to make a plan so that when somebody comes in and says, I want to put a commercial building on this lot, if our master plan says, no, that's going to be a residential area,
Right.
then we have a defensible ordinance in court if it ever came to that. But that's how you plan a community. You don't willy-nilly let somebody come in and put something that doesn't fit in.
Right. well,
Spot zone.
So my question then worded is, the two documents are correct, it's just how they meld together. Do you remember how they were before, were the maps all together?
You know,
Mine's taken apart, so I don't know.
mine is not taken apart. If you need to look at it, I
Okay.
can run it over to you. Mine
Yeah.
is just as it was, so that way, because that's what I was gonna say, the pictures, the new updated pictures aren't that much different than the old ones, they just look better.
Uh-huh.
So if you want mine, take mine,
Okay.
put it where it's supposed to go.
And then-
we
then
can
it's
just
done.
approve it at the
Okay.
meeting. And as far as Leslie with the few little, I mean, Leslie is like literally down to, you forgot the apostrophe on its. I mean, she
The
is
first page
down to
says
details.
March 2016, and it should say 2017.
Yeah.
I'll get with
I
you
mean,
after the meeting and
okay.
connect on that.
So I'll go on record as be the proofreader to check what was done digitally by Phyllis. I'll intersperse the maps.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
It's okay, so just Leslie proofreads, Leslie inserts maps. And then there'll have to be call-out pages in terms of the index needs to say page,
Right.
map 1 is on page 27. Now, the other issue that we had, and this does concern the village council, because I don't think anyone has looked at it, how they've incorporated the verbiage for the private roads.
Oh, right.
That's been done in the document you submitted. If we just, so the one that we have is the one you emailed to all of us is how
It would be an amendment. Well, that is for the zoning ordinance, not the master plan.
okay, I guess I need some
The
clarity.
master plan, the master plan will have to be edited to remove any references to a private road, to a new private road. We are not outlawing private
All
roads.
right, so we need to,
A master plan is a guidebook.
right, I know, we need to revisit the wording then on the master plan in regard to private roads. So with you still here, so that you can speak for the village council, let's do that.
Oh, Paul too, that's why he's,
Was that?
Paul speaks for the village council.
Yeah,
I'll bring my,
yeah. All right, let me find what page it's on. Page
That's the amendment, you
17.
need to see it.
Page 17.
Do you have what she has? I haven't seen
I
it.
have it in electronic form.
I haven't seen it.
Do you,
If you were emailed a copy.
do you want to take a quick look at it?
I was emailed a copy? Oh, that's right, I didn't print it out. Okay. Well, I didn't look at those, sorry.
You worked on it years ago, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm the one that started the revision of the master plan. I'm the one that pushed for it. That's why it got started a long time ago.
Table, they call this table A though, wait a minute. Which is new. Ways, it starts,
Well, if we have it in electronic format, and you've obviously made your changes on that on a copy?
no, we saw something that looks different than what you've got here.
Okay.
Was it Rand inserted this, or did you? Or what, nothing? I guess I'm lost as to, in the transition between Phyllis and me, what happened?
Well, and I think that there are references in two places in this book to private roads. There's an expansive thing where it goes into it, and then there's another place later in it where it refers to them again. And I can't remember if it was just a table that had to do with a map, or if it was something else where it
You
went
don't
into.
remember this word circulation, do you?
No,
This is all
I mean,
new.
not that I
This is
have
like a
everything
new
memorized,
page.
but I don't
No.
recall, no, I don't remember seeing that.
So,
No.
we need to compare the old to the new.
We are talking about the master plan, right? Okay.
Yes.
Master plan.
Yeah, okay. So what I was saying was, you have this electronic.
Yes, we do.
So you can do a search and just search for private road.
Right, I did that.
And then wherever there are references, determine whether or not the way it's being, we are still going to have private roads.
Right.
Because they are existing.
Uh-huh.
But we are not going to allow new private roads.
So just read it and,
So, yeah, so you just want to edit it if it indicates that, a private road is encouraged or anything referenced. You don't have to eliminate it.
Right.
Unless it is indicating that future private roads are allowed or something to that effect.
okay.
Is there anything in there to the effect, because I don't know where that falls in, that if somebody who lived in a private road no longer wanted it to be private and wanted it to become public, is there information in there regarding, is that something people
No.
can do, or?
No, that would be within the purview of
Road commission.
of the village DPW, basically, or
Well,
the
the-
village council. In order to do that, every property owner has to agree,
On the street.
every property owner on a private road has to agree to letting it become a public road. And then it's up to the municipality to decide if they want to take it on, because it may need
Serious
work or
problems.
improvements
Well,
that.
that would be my next question, would be
If
like,
it
if
meets the
it's a quarter
standards.
lane, for example.
Right.
Just because it's kind of poorly maintained. Are there things in here that are just standards as far as
No.
how, I mean, I don't live on the private road, I don't drive the private road, it doesn't bother me on one end, but on the other end, I think for the people that live on the private road, I don't know if they're always in agreement. Is this something that
No.
they use as like a guide? Let's say two people, well, you live on the private road, right? So two on the private road want something done and two don't. Is there like a standard that we have just for we're a standard bearer? We just say,
They would probably,
once a year grade the road, or just hazards should be corrected, just because sometimes when it comes to a situation where something's hazardous, when is it a liability for us? And is it something that needs to be
I don't
covered?
think it's liability.
It's not,
it's a private road.
so we, no matter what, there's
Quarter
no.
lane
They have to
flooding
take care
ones.
of it. The
And they
residents on
can
a
drive through and they
private
get
road
water in their
Right.
car.
So,
are liable for their,
or anything that happens, the UPS guy falls in the ditch and his truck tips over. That's completely on them. We have no, we don't have to worry about anything in the master plan to cover ourselves.
No.
All right, that's what I was wondering. All right.
That's why we don't want them anymore. What?
Thanks for that. Now the UPS guy's gonna go in the ditch.
That's why we don't want private roads.
The private
Right,
roads
people aren't maintaining.
can be made public roads with agreement of all the people on the road. Then, if it goes to the village and they decline it, it can be taken to the road commission. The road commission can force the village to
Oh, you've
accept
already
it.
looked into it.
Okay, is that in there?
It's not in here, no.
Okay.
Leslie's already investigated.
Well, we've got,
I didn't know Frederick was private.
Frederick is in
Frederick Lane?
compliance with the codes
I didn't know
and
that.
everything. We could become a public road, but with becoming a public road, then there's different laws that apply to your, you know, we can say, get out of here, this is private property.
Yeah.
So there's not, people can't park their cars.
You can always tell people to get off your property, but if they're on a private, on a public road or right of way, then they can get off your property, but they can still be in front of your house. With a private road, you have, the person has to have a business
On your road.
or permission
Yeah,
on the road.
I'll be coming around
And if they-
because I do help with the, well, I'm in charge of the judging for most,
They literally
for
have
the
to get
Strawberry
off
Festival,
the
so
road.
that'll be the week of
Oh,
Strawberry
please,
Festival. I'll be
please
driving
make
up there.
Okay.
On a private road.
There
That's the
are
only time I do it.
provisions for like an easement, like, you know, DTE,
Yeah.
something like that?
Every private road, just like a public road, has to have road plans, has to have approvals from the village, and part of the, and when there's a condominium division with a private road, like we had with Leonard Estates, there's a master deed that everybody has to agree to form a homeowners association to maintain the road, et cetera. That did not happen. Porter Drive, case in point, was the very first private road in the village. And apparently there were some lapses on the part of the village council and the builder to make the road
Passable.
up to a standard that
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
would not be permitted today to have that road go in the way it did, so.
Okay,
Okay.
that, good to know.
So, should it be, everyone take a look at the section of the master plan and read the verbiage for private roads and see if you have any concerns and we'll address it at the next meeting?
Okay. Or if it's something that we could make a change prior to the meeting, since you're kind of working on it, could we
I think
tell you?
I'm bringing a computer.
I would say, Leslie, honestly, if I was the planning commission, I would be appreciative of someone volunteering to make some changes, just come back and tell what the changes were.
Okay,
And that's really, it can be that simple.
okay,
Because it does seem to be getting dragged out.
Right.
In the, just
got
the
it.
spirit of getting things done,
All
if we
right.
could, if we see something,
So
and we
review
could
it.
communicate, we can move
Yes,
forward.
I
yes.
started this about
Got it.
2009, I think it was. I started it, didn't I? 2009.
We only started it in
So should I say
2015.
that,
No,
that
it
we're
was-
going to bring
it's
the
been longer.
updated
When Pauline was
changes
chair.
to the next meeting for approval, right?
Yes. So in between now and then, I'll ask that everyone read private road section and forward me their comments to be incorporated as changes. And then we'll have 5 copies for approval.
For
Okay,
approval next meeting.
right. That, at that point, we can schedule our public hearing. Does Judy do that?
Yeah,
We
well,
just-
village will take, you tell us when you're ready,
I tell the village council,
and we'll let you publish it.
okay,
To set, you tell us when you want to have the public hearing. It normally would be at a regular meeting of the.
So does she tell Judy?
So yes.
Okay, you
So
call the
so I tell Judy.
administrator.
Is
Or
there-
does Judy then tell you?
No.
She puts
Judy
it
will act
ad in
as
the
your-
paper.
As your secretary, so to speak.
Okay.
To get it published. And
Okay.
that's really the responsibility of the clerk.
Okay.
So clerk, if you say we're going to have a public hearing on such and such a date for the purpose of master plan, by the public. And then we'll also need to have a copy of the master plan
In the village.
in the office, so that if anybody wants to come in and look at it or see it.
Right.
we can do
So next meeting would be June,
Copy of master plan in the office upstairs?
yeah. So I can make 5 copies and 1 for upstairs, so that'd be 6, for final review. Well, no, probably not make that one yet.
If you have it to the point where the planning commission is in agreement that it's a finished document electronically, I'll get it printed.
Okay.
You don't have to print it on your equipment.
The only problem is, and that would be, would change how I would insert it in the book, is the originals of the new maps are best printed as originals. The minute you photocopy them, they're not good. They have to be,
Well, that's fine, as long as we have an electronic copy of the document, they
Right.
will print from that.
you have, well, specifically what I'm saying is, let's see, some of these, are all the pages in here black and white?
I'm assuming that,
Because there's, the new map is color.
Weren't we going to have,
The maps are color, and there's an inserted page that's color in here.
no, we'll get it printed in color.
All right.
I thought that we were going to do that, have colored books for the commission, and then a colored book upstairs, and then ones that
Yeah.
people want to buy are black and white.
Yeah, it depends on what we want to do.
Okay.
There's a cost consideration.
I know.
How many you get printed up, et cetera.
Well, that's, if I was gonna ask how many there were gonna be, I mean, it's not a big deal for me to print out the color maps, originals. But I just need to know how many.
Okay, so you'll print the maps
So-
and he'll print all the black and white documents and
Well,
then
see,
you'll
there's
get
a,
them back and
there's a
put them
collation,
together.
well, there's a collation issue then. So when you order them, you're gonna order them with your covers, and it's gonna be all collated and done. So that's the issue I'm concerned with, is I should put all the new maps at the end, and we can just add them after they come back. Or
I see
I can
what you
put them in the digital, version. It's gonna be huge, though, you understand that the maps are high resolution.
It is what it is, like,
Okay.
we'll just have to do that.
Okay.
So is this the cover you came up with?
No, this is, well, there's an issue with page 4 is blank. And I
remember
don't know
something.
why.
Well, sometimes they leave blank pages occasionally, if there's
To
an
add
addition or
things.
an amendment.
Okay, I'm just making,
But
do I need to
it's
check with Phyllis or just compare it to the old one?
Oh, just take a look at the old one.
All right, I'll compare it to the old one, because that's where I could put pictures of the village. And then I was gonna
Then,
say,
you know what, I think that Phyllis did say that she left blank pages. Is that the only one you found?
that's the only one I found, page 4.
Yeah, originally, I thought.
These are
that was the
nice.
idea.
I think we had a conversation about that at our
We did.
our bunch
It
of
wasn't
meetings ago because we
resolved.
didn't want to have extra, because people have complained about, that they have these extra sheets that are just not fastened in, that were added on later.
Right.
And we felt like it was just kind of sloppy and
Right.
unprofessional.
We
And
wanted
so
it all
by
together.
leaving the blank pages, it gave us the opportunity to make changes without having to make big changes.
Right.
So,
Well, if you want me to add another blank page then,
No, I don't think so. I think
addendums at
this
the end.
is not like an ordinance.
Okay.
It gets reviewed, it's supposed to be reviewed every
It's nice.
5 years and renewed or redone every 10. Every 10 years, so it's not gonna change like
Okay.
an ordinance can be amended from month to month even, so.
Are there any additions or?
the only question I had was, I don't know if there's like certain rules that say that if we were to, as a group, get this done in 2 weeks, when you call for a public meeting, how much notice do they need to have? You can't last minute people. Is there like a
No.
2-week, 3-week, what
Yeah,
is the deal?
There is a publication requirement. I don't know what it is offhand, but the clerk will find out. So,
Okay.
Leslie, you could email Judy.
Okay.
And Judy can find that information out so that you guys have an idea of the timetable.
I would like to see,
There's room for 2 small pictures if you wanna, or I can just leave it blank there.
if you could,
Whoops.
maybe make this this photo.
Bigger?
No, I think so. Move this over to hide the car. Yeah, it's, it'd be nice not.
There's more of this picture.
Oh, that would be,
If I just do this, the
Okay.
blue building shows
Yeah.
then. The blue building here,
yeah,
that
that would be
shows.
okay. I
then I'll
guess.
put some white here like
And then
that.
what about,
I can get a better picture of
Okay.
the park
Yeah.
and just fill that space.
yeah, that would be good.
And then put, down here, I'll just put 2017, Village of Leonard Planning Commission.
Is there a way that you could, like, block out the photo here and put the Village of Leonard? Well, you need master plan, the words.
This isn't the cover.
No, it's-
This is not the cover. The cover is just that, unless you want that to be the cover.
I
It could
kind of
be.
wanted the color.
that as
We
the
had a
cover?
colored cover before.
It's up to you guys.
I like that as the cover.
All right, well, let's modify it then.
Yeah, I like that as the cover.
Then page 4 will be, I will add onto page 4 intentionally left blank for expansion or something.
That's what I wrote in my notes.
I would say eliminate it.
Just take it out.
Eliminate page 4.
If it doesn't have any, if it's not in the
It changes
index.
every single index number.
You don't leave it then. I would say, can you leave it?
Well, then,
If you leave, if
Or
it
is it
changes,
cause
as if by taking
confusion?
it out, just leave it. You don't need to address it.
Yeah,
Let me
that would
just
be a
see
lot.
let me see what is there and why maybe. Maybe once I read it, this is the old version. Sorry, just this one.
I wanted to say something about the date.
Here, right here, see page 4.
I feel like there's a reason we did it, like I said.
I would just leave it
Yeah.
and not address it.
Okay.
I
It's
think,
just-
I think Leslie, if your suggestion would be good. If you're gonna leave it, just put on it, this page left intentionally.
Right,
Okay.
intentionally blank.
Right.
I think I would prefer to wait and not, what do you call it? I would prefer to wait maybe till July to,
Have the next meeting?
well, no,
July's
to,
a bad month.
yeah, I know.
Strawberry festival.
I would say August, to have a meeting about the
A public hearing?
public hearing about
Oh, the public hearing can be, we can still.
Well, no, I meant a meeting to set up a public hearing, to go through, I think in a month, it's not gonna be enough time to go through it and add some things and,
Well, why don't we try?
I can try.
okay.
The master, all I have to do is read it.
Nicole?
Yeah, I'm cold.
I should have brought a jacket.
Okay, if this is the cover,
Like that.
so take out the, so say, sorry. Did you see it, Mike, or? It's our document, you just get what we give you.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I think the text was a huge hurdle. Now it's an aesthetic thing. So you folks,
Well, there's some things I wanted to do,
And here's.
well, it helps to have a
Well,
deadline.
I mean,
How
if
about
we're taking all
taking-
this
how
time,
about
if
taking-
you don't want to rush, we don't want to rush, you know what I'm saying? So
Well,
I'm,
I just got back into this, and I had plans for the master plan before I resigned, and I haven't finished them.
Take out this, picture and just have this.
Take out what picture?
The picture
Yeah,
of
the
the tent.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
just put this information in this hole.
That would be
There you
good.
Okay, so
There you
the
go.
Village of Leonard, and then over here it can say master
Yeah.
plan.
okay, I think Debbie makes a valid point, because I keep making notes and I keep changing them. That, because it's taken this long in the making, and
Right.
although I did say in the spirit of getting this thing done, we should get it done, but I am interested in what you have to contribute, because you spent so many years on it that I feel like, I'm new and my blinders are on right now, so I'm trying to see as much as I can see as far as planning, but it's difficult. But we have your experience to defer to, and so I feel like I kind of don't want to rush now, even though I said I wanted to. So if I could change what I initially thought, I'd love to have
I'd like
your,
to finish what I started, and I haven't done anything yet, because I resigned.
Okay, and I'm sure that it's a lot. I mean, like, I've fallen asleep 17 times trying to read through this. So I know that it's something that obviously you're probably pretty well acquainted with, but I know you need some time. So, all right, so then, for my notes, I'm going to say that we're going to go again for the August meeting. And we'll just continue to work on this. And if we want to have a meeting ourselves before that, right? Is that we want to do? So
We
maybe
can have a
I'll-
meeting in June, and I'll just kind of work to, get my things together, get what I wanted to do.
The planning commission has a staggered meeting. June. So if you want to have it, you can still have it.
Okay.
If not, Leslie just lets the village council know and they'll cancel it, because our meeting is prior to. It's
Right,
just that easy.
okay.
So if you guys decide you don't want to meet in June,
Okay.
you've got other things.
Do you want to tell us the things that you wanted to do to the master plan?
I have a master plan from, I think it was Huntington Woods, and it is the most beautiful master plan you'd ever see. And I have a copy of it. I have a copy of other master plans from other areas. And I wanted to incorporate some black and white photos of homes and businesses in the master plan and the homes and businesses that are there now in color. And we have some black and white photos from, I think it was 1976 bicentennial. We have a book, and I can get the black and white photos of homes and different buildings in the village, and then compare them to the new ones. And it kind of shows someone who, maybe a builder or anyone that wants to move into the village or do something in the village, it shows that, a master plan, it shows that we care enough to do something like that. And it shows that we care, the people that are in charge of master plan and on the councils and commissions, that we care about the village. And just verbiage doesn't really show that. It would be photos on a page and then a description of the photos, and then farther, and I don't know how I'm going to do it because I haven't seen what you all have done yet. I haven't really looked at it. And that's what I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to make it like, I think Huntington Woods as a model. And I could have brought it, but I didn't. I'll bring it in June and show it to you and see what you think of it.
Okay. So we'll revisit the master plan again in June. And Debbie is going to bring stellar examples of other communities that we can mirror image our master plan to.
Do we have a date in June?
It's the 15th.
June 15th? Thank you.
Okay. Next is the planning commissioner's questions and concerns. I do have one, but does anyone else have one?
No.
Well, this is the third meeting that Sherry Arsenault has missed. According to our bylaws, that is, opens her seat for another person to be on the commission. I have to forward that information to the village council, so I'll do that through Paul. That's to be brought up at the village council meeting. So this is actually the fourth meeting she's missed. She missed January, March, April, and May.
We'll try to follow up with her and see what.
If there's extenuating,
status is.
extenuing circumstances, I just have to inform the village council.
Right, no, I appreciate that, because we need to know, what each commissioner advises. So,
Okay. Then, I adjourn unless anyone has any concerns. And make a motion to adjourn?
I second.
You second.
Okay. 8